You are a ripe tomato in a bowl of salad with Italian dressing. The PulseChain community is now in the disbelief emotional segment again. Welcome aboard to the rest of crypto. Everybody is in hope and disbelief. I've made many videos, many tweets. I've informed everybody. Yes, this is what it's like. Here is what we call the Wall Street cheat sheet. If you're new, welcome, welcome. Take a seat over there. Keep your clothes on because we're learning today. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet, and it is a cycle of emotions. Even though it looks like a price chart, it's actually the cycle of emotions, baby dolls. You can see I have a big fat arrow here, disbelief. So we exited depression, okay? We exited depression, which is here, okay? Everybody thought, oh man, SEC is going to take down crypto and take down eHEX. Everything's going to zero. PulseChain's a rug. And then we got the disbelief rally, where people couldn't believe that even with the lurking, looming issues with the economy and everything else, that we would rally. That's why everybody said this is a suckers rally. That's what it says here. We rallied. Then the rally went long enough to turn into hope. Now, I knew in other altcoins, they did not get hope yet. Chainlink, other dog coins, layer one chains, even Ethereum and Bitcoin, they didn't really get hope. But PulseChain did, because we had the launch. We had an event. We got hope. So I know it says here, hope a recovery is possible. Yeah, that's exactly what we were thinking. You can see it on the chart right here. Everyone believed, I hope we continue up. I hope we go up. That's what it was. I hope PulseChain launches 10x. That's what everybody was saying. You see, this is what happens in the cycles. You need to rinse these. You need to do this loop of hope and disbelief, okay? You need to do it about 3 to 5 times. 3, 4, 5 times. We don't really know. Just you need to do it more than once. This was our first one. Yes, our first one. So we had hope and then we crashed disbelief. This is where my arrow is. Do you see? The hope part was, I hope I can recover and everything, and then disbelief, this rally will fail like all the others. So it's more of a, damn, we did get scammed, okay? Disbelief. What are you feeling in PulseChain community right now? I tell you, I know exactly what everyone's feeling, okay? Your disbelief, you can't believe you waited 2 long years and you got scammed. That's what most people are feeling. Not everybody. Most people are feeling that. In fact, I'd like to ask you, even if you're a long-term believer, you feel like you got scammed. If this was any other coin and any other project, and Richard Hart was doing his long-term threads, what do you think he'd be saying? He'd be saying, you guys got scammed. You wasted 2 years of your life. You put your sacrifice money, and then everybody got to buy a lower price than you. Ha ha. That's exactly what he would be saying about another community. Does it mean we sell? No. Our diamond hands are forged. Okay, we're not born with them. They are forged. You are a strong warrior. You are a ripe tomato in that salad bowl. I promise you that Italian dressing just hits a spot. But I'm telling you, I'm not panicking because I knew this was coming. I could foresee it. I told you there's a formula. Okay, so everybody's like, oh man, I wasted 2 years. Yes. Guess what? Life's hard, you know. There are parents out there, they raise their kids for 18 years. Kids grow up hating them. The kids grow up just a waste of life, waste of space, right? There are parents out there. You think you waited 2 years? There are people wasted 18 years. There are people who wake up, their partners cheat on them after decades. There are people who have their whole life ahead of them, and unfortunately, they get hit with cancer as a child. These things happen. So we are dealing with digital cyberspace. Candle go green, candle go red. Candle go green, candle go red. Okay, so on the grand scheme of things, we can conquer this. There are so many other obstacles out there where it's a losing game. This is a game where at least I can see the future. I can at least smell the future a bit. I can feel it. Okay, so we have what I call a competitive edge. We're not just praying and hoping, okay? This is why I continue to stay in the game. This is why I like telling you 2025. This is why I like telling you that everything's going to plan. Yes, everything's timed. Yes, PulseChain's a nightclub, and yes, the bridge was probably clogged on purpose. Yes. I don't care if you believe it or not. I'm telling you. How come months ago I can tell you random weird stuff like this is going to happen, and coincidentally it all happens? Why? I don't want it to happen. I'm long with you. I sacrificed the Pulse. I sacrificed the PulseX. I own eHEX, PHEX. Okay, I own all of them. I'm giga long. Why would I want them to happen? I don't want it to happen. I'm just telling you. I came to terms with this, okay? I've accepted it a long time ago. I go, okay, this is the chance. This is the chance. So you might say, but what chance? Well, the chance is, okay, the chance is in crypto, you never really know what's going to go 10x, okay? 2021 cursed so many people with so much disappointment because there are so many new coins now. There's over 20,000, but only like 100 to 200 moved. The others barely moved. You didn't even get your 10x. Many old coins were dying. So now everybody's in panic. People in the next cycle are in panic. A lot of people have anxiety and stress. They're realizing if you're not part of the winning team, you're finished. You're absolutely crushed. You're going to get your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10x. You're never going to get it at the top because you're just barely up and everything else is up 30 to 50x. And then everything comes back down. See you later. Now you've got a Litecoin chart. Now you've got an XRP chart. Now you've got a Tron chart. Now you've got a Stellar chart. Now you've got all these other charts from coins that just never were able to recover their former glory. So what makes us different? Difference is we are following a trajectory and I can see it. All right. PulseChain community is now in the disbelief segment. Yes, you can't believe you got scammed. We just finished Hoped as we just went through, and you said, yes, as I hope PulseChain launch can go 10x so I can dump. So I knew there were some warning signs because I could feel and see and hear some influencers in the PulseChain Hex community. They were saying they will dump at 10x. And when I could hear that more than once, I knew in my mind, uh-oh, this is not good. I already had planned in my mind if it was going to go to 5 or 6x, I'd get out to front run them if it did that. Because I knew that doesn't happen. But you actually saw what happened with the launch, right? You saw this absolute abomination. You saw 70%. You saw PulseX down 93% from the top. So now this is it, friends. When you can actually see and feel and hear people around you thinking about an exit, that's very bad. Very bad for price action every time. Okay? Every time. The only time we actually rise to the stars is when you don't even hear anybody talking about getting out. No one. That's the only time. Okay? So we didn't hear that. We saw people dreaming about, oh yeah, just a quick 10x, etc. Right? When that happens, look out. Okay, and we just happened. We copped it. Okay, but you can't do anything because you can't preempt it because you're already in. All right, but it's good to know this. That's why I empower you with good knowledge and friendship and wisdom, right? And the Italian dressing. I throw that all in. We mix it up and we consume it because you got to consume it now. Because if you wait till it's too late, you're gonna be too sick to your stomach to think straight. All right. So everybody's now realizing, okay, you were met with reality that everything I said about Ricardo Corazon timing is true, just like the Hex launch. And I promised the video was coming for you, and here I am. Okay. So I'm going to explain to you everything about the Hex launch. All right. So before I even continue about the Bitcoin Ethereum, the Hex launch. So a lot of people say to me, why, how, who, when, why even this? I'll tell you why, okay? I think I have a competitive edge. And my competitive edge is the founder of Hex, Ricardo Corazon, has a formula. It might not be the best formula out there, but I don't care. It doesn't need to be the best, all right? What do I mean by that? Doesn't matter whether something gives you 20,000x or a 10,000x, really. Or does it really matter whether something gave you, a 70x or 150x? It doesn't really matter as long as that 70x is certain. If that's quite certain and you can feel it in your loins, in your pointy elbows, in your straight back, that to me is worth gold because 70 times your money is huge. Remember, we're dealing with units of time here when you invest. So yeah, imagine you could invest in something 3 months, which is 0.25 years, and something gave you a 70x multiplier. You've got 17 years return of income back. 17 years. Yes, you'll pay some tax. Here you go. 12 years disposable income. Bang. You actually don't have to work. You can literally just live off the income and then just stake it and earn yield and stuff and whatever, and low risk stuff. That's why it's super important when you're dealing with these numbers, okay? It's not the difference between a 2x and a 3x. It's the difference to get a 30, 50, 70, or 100. These numbers too big to ignore. So there was a formula. This is the HEX early chart. This is the day one of HEX. It was launched, and I have a chart here to show you where the flag was everybody's average entry price. So yeah, everybody went down 98%, everybody. This is how Ricardo works. And I know the formula now because I'm a peanut brain. I sit here all day and I figure this out. I know the formula, and I've told people about the formula. And what I'm most impressed with is they still don't believe me. Nobody actually believes me. They actually think I'm like really cuckoo, which is cool. That's great by me. I thought there was a risk. I actually thought, man, if I tell people this, will the market behave differently? Answer's no. No one believes me. No one believes anything. They think it took, look, we just had a PulseX bug, man. They think it actually took 2 years to make all this, really? You had 2 years to check the code. You couldn't check that, really? Come on, man. 2 years. We coincidentally timed the launch after Bitcoin confirms a bottom, a plus 100% rally off the low. Come on. And then the bridge is coincidentally clogged, even though we were planning for 12 million people coming in. Yet for some reason, there were only like entries of 100 people allowed to cross the bridge every like transaction block, which is like every 20 minutes. I don't know. Something like you look at all of that and you're like, something don't add up. Or does it? Yes, it does add up. From your perspective of you're going to be a paper hand and just quit, nothing makes sense. But from my perspective, this all makes sense. This makes sense from this attitude. My attitude is this. Whatever Ricardo Corazon did to emulate HEX, he will now do it to emulate Pulse and PulseX. That's what I think. And here was the early launch of HEX, okay? This was dump into oblivion. Everyone goes down. If you want to improve your average price where the flag is, you have to stake in the system and earn yield. That's why I think to make things right, he might add eHEX and PHEX farm and give yield on it. That's what I would do to compensate everybody for a month for that, okay? So your flag is your average entry price. You get to drop it down and down and down. And actually, I did the real number here. So 0.003 was about the average first day entry. You could have dropped it down to about here if you staked by the end of HEX. So that's big, you know, that's huge. So you can actually think about this. So from here to your original entry price, you've made basically like a 2 to 2.5x on your coins. That's how much the entry price got improved. And how do you do that in HEX? It was to stake. It was to listen to everything. It was to stake and support the system. So this is his formula. His formula is this. Get everybody in. And this is why everybody, like, it was very upsetting for everybody to hear when I said, hey, now that Richard Hart has all the money in the sacrifice phase, he can now treat you like poop. And that's the truth. People didn't like hearing that, but that's honestly the truth. Now, obviously, everybody's championing me because now they realize everything I said was exactly 100% true. Okay, yes. How about your bridge clogged, minus 93%, everything destroyed? Yes. HEX minus 98%. You got treated like poop, but it's for a reason. We are dealing with public markets. We can't control who holds. We can't control who sells. All we can do is leave the door open and the weak people leave. So this was by design, okay? Just like the HEX price, this is the PulseX launch and everything, the dropping below the stack price. This is by design. This is not an accident, okay? Many people, they're like, oh man, I don't think so. Yes. The more you come to terms with reality, the more you'll realize, yes, this is a formula. You have to do this. Why? Okay, why? Here's the thing. I've got the chart here for you, okay? And let's look at this, okay? Luckily, I have this for you measured up, okay? This is a 10x from day one sacrifice for PulseX. This is 70x, okay? And this is a 1000x from the low. Yep, so he's going to be bragging about the 1000x here when you're only up a 70x. So get used to that too, okay? So what I'm telling you is to get to this 10x part, we got to get rid of the weak hand non-believers here. We have to. He knows this. There is a certain number of finite liquidity that is going to be inserted to push us up. We can't be fighting the paper hands because that 10x maybe only goes down to 5x, okay? If that happens. And then in that next leg up, finally in the 2025 euphoria, if it happens, to get to the 70x part, maybe it only stops up here. So maybe you only get like a 20x, okay? If you let the weak hands stay. So where the green marks are, so instead of going up your 70x, maybe you get down like 20x and that's it. Okay, if you let the weak hand stay. Are we letting the weak hands stay? Nope. No. We scare the weak hands, we get them out, and now also it's below the sacrifice. People are now getting into the fear. They're seeing the bugs. They're saying, oh, it's not doing what I thought it would do. This sucks. Now that they're seeing it and they're feeling it, they get to get out. They are not going to be gravity on us on the way up. This is why I'm telling you, he knows this. He knows this, okay? Once you plan out everything, you get to see this. I'm not even feeling this. I can tell you, mathematically, it's impossible to go up with those weak hands. It's not even a question of when or if or maybe. No. It's mathematically impossible. You need them out. You need them out, right? You can actually calculate in HEX, for example, you can calculate how much money was inserted into the liquidity pools to get this big pump, this first big wave up. You can calculate that. And then all these people who sold here, if they weren't given enough time to sell at these lows, you would not have gotten this move of like 15 to 20x from these lows. You would not have gotten that at all because they would have been selling earlier. So if you did this move earlier, and yes, if you're wondering, this period of time is about 3 months. Okay, so from the flag, it's about 124 days, 4 months, 3 to 4 months. So you can't get a 20x from that. Maybe you'd only get like, let's say this move happened earlier. I promise you, you would get like a third of the distance and you'd get it here like that. All right, I promise you this. I really promise you, because you need to get those sells out. Once you get those sells out, you can do this, because the people who are not going to hold, are not going to sell, they are not selling based off the price. They are going to sell based off the time. This is the long-term investor. Do you understand? This is people who are waiting for the long term. So effectively, this looks like infinite by comparison. So if you just draw in, right? If you said to me, hey, what about the scenario where we pump up early? That's what you get. But look at the scenario where you pump up to the heavens. Look how high much you go. And look, it never really comes back either. So this effect compounds. See these higher lows up here? These compound over time. These higher lows will be like here. This was happening. And see, it would just, you would still go up and to the right, but nowhere near the multiplier we get. So it's a necessary evil, but you can't even really call it evil. It's, hey, mathematically, this must happen, all right? So here I am mentioning it to you, okay? Yes, we're in this hope and disbelief. This is the formula. The formula is repeating. Ricardo's formula is that there is probably going to be some new part. There's some requirements up here, which is going to be, say, the Bitcoin halvening first pump. This might be the charts I just drew for you here. This might be that wave here. See that part I just looked at? It might be like here, right? In this zone, he's probably got, I'm just guessing, speculating, he's probably got more P token farm introductions in 2024. He's probably got more features, more things to add. I promise you that he knows. I knew this. I'm like, man, he knows how to manipulate people. He knows how to market. Elon Musk does too. Vitalik does too. Satoshi did too. They all know how to do this. All of them. It's not bad. It's just, this is what leaders have to do. Okay, they have things prepared. There's probably a long list of features for PulseChain and these other things. They're not rolling them out they're not rolling them out straight away. They're making it come by time, because it's true. You're already in. You don't even care if no features come from now on. Do you get the point? If there were no features that added into PulseChain, you don't really care. You're here for the sick gains. You're waiting 2 years anyway, 2.5 years. Those features come in for the new round of people. So like every 3 months, there's going to be a new round of people who come in and investigate, and they are going to be saying, oh, what's going on there? And they want to see, they want to feel, oh, we added limit orders. We added a new liquidity feature. We added a new farm. Look at these update, upgrade, new website, new update, new this, new that. All these new. You're always getting people. People are always hunting for what's new and shiny, They're constantly looking for that. So now you have to balance, right, the believers with those new people. Here's the unfortunate part. You feel robbed. Of course. You feel robbed because you didn't actually make any money for holding 2 years. But it's not about making the money today. It's about our goal in 2.5 years, December 2025. Because the sad truth is, and it's true, once you gave up your sacrifice money, he didn't need to do anything at all. He got your money in. You're done. Everything that could have been impacted by our money coming in is now done. And now we just move us, we forget about us. The next wave of people are going to come in the next block. Every action from here is for them. All right. So yes, you are going to be put aside. You are going to be felt like, hey, I'm not looked after, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? All right. We're going to make it to the goal. This is what needs to be done. People of the past, we're already in the system. The new people coming in, they want new updates, new upgrades, new farms, new marketing, new this, new that. That's why you see Ricardo, he does different marketing. He sees what works. He goes from outrage marketing. Now he's doing the humble guy, dude. You know what I mean? Now he's going to probably change to something else, and something else becomes cool and fire. He finds them to get the new people, all right? The old Richard, what people call the old Richard, either the top hat people, they're already in. The people who got in when he was streaming in 2019 and 20, they're already in, okay? The outrage marketing 2021 stuff, now they're already in too. They sacrificed, okay? The 2022 outrage marketing people, they're watching, okay? There's those people they're watching. They're going to buy when the candles come green again, okay? They're watching. But then once they're in, we're going to move into 2024, and now that all those people are in, he's got to have to find the new people. That's why this game, friends, it's very complex when you think about it, because not many people can do this. I went through so many things and transitions before your eyes just now, so you can see that, yes, this isn't just like, oh, gee, golly gee, did the bridge clog? Who would have planned for 10 million people coming? I had no idea, even though I said for two years we're going to have millions and millions of people coming, okay? So don't be naive and silly, but also remember, this is all going to plan. This is how it must be done. The bridge was clogged at the start. Yes, everybody, it's a cool nightclub. Everybody wants to get in. There's money, money, money. Yes, it's all done on purpose, man. It all is, and this is all done in purpose. So that's why it sucks, but you just got to swallow it, because hey, they're all just price quotes. The only thing that matters is literally the time you hold. I promise you that. Is it 2025 yet? It's not. Okay, so now remember, I went through this circle of emotion for you, friends. We'll finish on this. I told you. Now you think about this differently. All right, now you are experiencing, we went from the disbelief, the suckers rally, people missed out on the eHEX, and now hope, and now disbelief again. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I failed again. Yes, we're going to get another, see this disbelief, it actually resets back to here. Okay, that's what happens. We reset back to, this is a suckers rally, all right? So like, I won't be surprised. See this eHEX? This is the perfect example, friends. This is the perfect example. Now, don't be fooled because eHEX made a new low. Don't think you just throw out this. It's not about the exact price, highs or lows. It's the emotions, okay? People are in disbelief now. Disbelief. They're like, man, eHEX is never going to go anywhere. The fees, everything. That's why people are telling me, you notice what does everybody say? They say, you're speculating too much. It's going to zero. No one wants it. The gas fees, it's not cool. We need to get rid of eHEX. People are saying, I can't possibly believe that there's a scenario that eHEX goes up. That's what they say. And even I will say, hey, man, I think eHEX-PHEX ratio is going to trade above 1 and probably shock you. And people will be like, scoff. I scoff at that, sir. Wrong. You don't think about the scenario and the narratives that are going to be required for that. That's a waste of time. You never get it. All you think about is strong hands and weak hands. Depression, euphoria. Strong hands, buy in the depression. Weak hands, buy in the euphoria. You want to be buying with the strong hands. That's it. Has nothing to do with code, auditing. It has nothing to do with anything else. Did I mention in the strong hands, weak hands, did you see anything about, you know, oh, is the gas fees on Ethereum going to be high? Or is there going to be some new narrative? Or is China going to come pump our bags? Nothing to do with that. Strong hands are strong hands. That's it. Okay? Strong people are tough no matter where you put them. All right? You put them in a classroom, tough. You put them on a sports field, tough. You put them out, they've got a crying baby, tough. You put them out in the shopping center, there's a long line of people waiting to just literally fill up their food in the baskets and they can't get through, tough. People don't lose their minds, they're tough, they're strong. You want to be with the strong hands, okay? So this is why, yes, perhaps, maybe, if the Italian dressing remains as nice and fresh as it is today, maybe this turns into a disbelief rally. You never know. Where people say, hey, I can't believe eHEX is going up when the Ethereum fees are going up. How is this possible? And then maybe it turns into a bit of hope again. Like, oh my God, I hope eHEX just continues to the high and then it comes back down. You see what I mean? And that'll complete. This is cycle. This is the first hope and disbelief, right? Now this would be the second one. I'm telling you, we still got a while to go because I mentioned to you, you need 3 to 4 before we're actually ready to go. Maybe we get another one this year. Maybe we get the third one in 2024. And then the fourth one will come. But here's the thing. When the fourth one finally comes, friends, it's going to be hope, disbelief. And you know when we get back here, you're going to think this hope, you're going to get hopeful for the fourth time. But then you're going to lose a bit of hope. You're going to be like, oh man, remember all those disbelief crashes? This thing's going to crash like the rest. But one of them won't fail. That'll be the run that turns into optimism. And everyone will go, oh my God, this is real. This is real. All right. This is exactly what happened in Bitcoin back here. All right. It was exactly here. DeFi season ended. All right. Because we had hope, disbelief, hope, disbelief, hope, disbelief, hope. That's 4. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth one. These are not Elliott waves. It's just this was the exact emotions I just did there. That wasn't by fluke. Every single one was hope and disbelief because I lived every minute of it, okay? When we got to the fourth one here, I lost hope here. Didn't sell, but I lost hope. And guess what? When we broke that 20K, everybody said, hey, this rally is real, which is exactly here, this optimism part. Tell mum and dad we're going to make them, and we need more Italian dressing. Like, subscribe, bell button, all friends. I'll catch you in the next one.